Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you guys meal prep for breakfast roll-ups. You can have 3 of the roll-ups for 4 smart points on myWW green, and they are a really good size. You could probably even just get away with having 2, but I set my mind on 3, so that's what I'm going to be having. In a larger pan, I sprayed that with a little bit of olive oil nonstick cooking spray, and then I'm going to be sauteing my veggies. So in the pan, I am adding a total of 1 red bell pepper, 1 orange bell pepper, 1 yellow bell pepper, and a half of an onion. I diced that up ahead of time just to save me time during meal prep day, and then that took about 10-ish minutes or so. Now I'm going to be adding my seasonings to my veggies. I'm adding in some garlic powder, some pepper, and some cumin just to add a little bit more flavor into this. Now that the bell peppers and onions are nice and sauteed, I'm going to be removing them from the heat and letting them cool off just a bit because these are going to be going in my breakfast roll-ups. I will say I did use smaller bell peppers. If you use larger, you probably only need about 2 bell peppers and about a half an onion, but you can judge that. If you end up having extra, I always use mine for tacos or quesadillas or something like that, so nothing goes to waste. I switched to a smaller pan to fit the size of my tortillas. I am using a snack size tortilla, so this fit perfectly. If you happen to be using larger tortillas for that, just use a pan pretty much the same size as your tortilla. I poured the egg mixture into a Pyrex just because it was easier to pour. And in there I have a 1/4 cup of liquid egg whites, a 1/4 cup of egg beaters, a little bit of pepper, salt, and I did 23 grams of 2% Daisy's low-fat cottage cheese. So I'm adding 1/3 of that mixture because that whole mixture is for 1 serving. So I'm making this work for 3 roll-ups. That's WW math for you right there. And then I pre-weighed my meat out, so that's 1 ounce of Jennie-O's turkey sausage and 2 slices of Great Value's fully cooked bacon. I added 1/3 of each little stack to this because it's going to be for 3 roll-ups, so I hope that makes sense. And then I added in my bell pepper and onion mixture. Now I'm going to be adding the cheese to the top. This is going to help the tortilla stick. So in each stack, I pre-weighed 28 grams of fat-free shredded cheese. And then I'm going to be adding in my tortilla now. I add the tortilla while the eggs are still cooking. That way it ensures the egg sticks to the tortilla, and also that cheese helps too. So I'm going to cook that until my eggs are nice and fully cooked through. Once I take the first roll-up off, I have it on the side on a cooling rack just so it's cool enough for me to handle. Once it is, I'm going to start rolling those up. And then when I have my 3 done, so that's 1 serving, I'm going to be adding them back onto the pan to crisp up just a little bit. And I added them back crease side down. So total, I'm going to be doing this 15 times. It is a bit time consuming. If you have a pan that is the same size, I would recommend busting that bad boy out because this can be a little bit time consuming. I am working a bit fast here, so once I have the first tortilla off, I'm starting on the second, then the third. Once I have the 3 done, like I said, I'm going to add them back onto the pan to crisp up those tortillas, and then I'll start on the second serving. And I do have these separated, and I will show you guys that. I'm going to be taking my 3 breakfast roll-ups and adding them to my pan seam side down. And then I'll be rotating these until each side is nice and crispy. This first go round, I added nonstick cooking spray to the bottom and tops of these. I would skip that step though, it's not necessary. And I will save you guys the time. I'm going to be doing that with every single one of these. So I still have 12 more to go. And I will see you guys when I am assembling my meal prep containers. So for my meal prep containers, I am going to be using these deep ones. These are just some plastic ones that I got at Walmart. Typically, I use these for salads, but it was perfect for these breakfast roll-ups because they are thick. I'm going to be adding 3 of them to each meal prep container, and I had them sitting on my cooling rack. You do want these completely cooled before adding them. If you add while they're still hot, it'll make that tortilla kind of soggy, and that's something you definitely want to avoid when you're meal prepping because you want these nice and fresh. When I go to reheat these, I will be microwaving them for about a minute and then adding them to my air fryer at 375 for just a few minutes to get those tortillas nice and crispy. As an experiment today, I just did it in the microwave. They were still really good. They held up really well, but it was missing that crunch that you kind of want. For my sides, I thought it would be really fun and yummy to do some Tostitos salsa con queso. You can have up to 33 grams of this for 1 Smart Point. So I'm going to be divvying out 5 portions of that. And then I'm also going to be doing some paste salsa and doing 5 portions of that, adding it to the side. If you go to reheat this though, and you do choose to do those in the little plastic cups, just make sure and take those out before adding them into the microwave. And there you guys have it. I'm going to be adding my containers to the sides of my roll-ups. The roll-ups themselves are 4 Smart Points for 3 of them. And then the Tostitos salsa con queso was 1 Smart Point. So total, my meal prep is 5 points for breakfast. And let me tell you, it is so filling. I hope you guys make these. Definitely tag me on Instagram if you do. I hope this gave you another meal prep inspo for some breakfast, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.